Hey guys, this is Mig from rPokemonLeagueDS. I'm back with another battle, this time against a new trainer named DragonPowerXD. He's actually got a pretty good team. He's got 2 Steel types, Scizor and Heatran, 2 Dragons in Dragonite and Garchomp, Weather Setter, Tyranitar and a Bulky Water in Rod and Wash. This team's pretty strong. It's pretty cookie cutter OU kind of team. I wasn't surprised to hear that he went 5-0 against the league. He's got a lot of power in this team, a lot of choice bands and choice specs, and so yeah, you can actually crit through a lot of things. He's actually undefeated as of this battle, but I'll see if I can change that. When I look at his team, I see the 2 Steel types. If I can get them to about 40%, 30% maybe, then I can probably outrage sweep with one of my dragons. He's got 2 flying types in Dragonite and Rod and Wash. If I can get rid of them, then Salamence can go on an Earthquake sweep. And if I can get a Dragon Dance off on my Dragonite with about 80% HP left, enough to survive a Bullet Punch, then I could probably sweep with that too. So we'll just get into this and see what happens. Now I lead with Hippowdon, which is a good lead since it walls about 5 of his Pokemon. He goes for a Bullet Punch, so I get free Stealth Rocks up. I expect him to switch out, so I go for a Whirlwind, but he actually stays in for a Bullet Punch, which is weird, but okay. So he gets Garchomp out, probably going to go for an Outrage, so I slack off, heal off. Outrage only hits for about 35%, so it's pretty safe for me to keep Hippowdon in there and just heal up on this. When the Outrage is off, it's very likely that he'll switch to something else, but I get a nice Earthquake off before he does, and on the switch out I can get a Slack off to top off Hippowdon, see what comes out. So it's Rod and Wash. I don't want to get hit by Hydro Pump since it will kill me in one hit. I kind of expect Will-O-Wisp as well, so I switch into my Haxorus, which has a Lumberry, but he actually goes for the Hydro Pump, and its only specs would do that much damage. Haxorus can 1-hit KO Rodham with Outrage, so he switches into something. Tyranitar is kind of a weird switch since it dies in 2 hits to Outrage as well. But he sees me Outrage, I'm locked, and he switches to Scizor, which can get a 1-hit KO with Bullet Punch, which it does. So it kills my Haxorus, but it's locked into Bullet Punch, so Hippowdon can get an Earthquake off. Yeah, I actually expected him to switch into Rod and Wash again, so that's why I Whirlwinded. Otherwise I would have went with the Earthquake. I don't want to keep Hippowdon in against Heatran, so I swap out, but he swaps out at the same time, so we both have our Dragonites out. They're actually both adamant, and with max speed EV, so it's a speed tie. He wins the speed tie, gets the kill, which is unfortunate for me, but it's not that big a deal. Mamoswine can revenge here with Ice Shard. Ice Shard hits for about 90%, 95%, and Multiscale's down, so Dragonite dies. He gets Scizor in for probably a Bullet Punch, so I just switch out to Hippowdon. It's a pretty safe switch. And I can just slack off this Bullet Punches and hit some Earthquakes to get that Scizor down pretty low. So it's at 6% now, which means it's going to die when next time it switches into Stealth Rocks. So I just take this time to top up my Hippowdon. And here I'm thinking that I should probably Whirlwind it, since might be able to get a switch into something that I can kill, rather than giving him a free switch to something. And I am lucky, I get Garchomp, which probably will outrage me, but it doesn't. And he gets the Rod and Wash instead. Now Rod and Wash, I'm due for the Hydro Pump, so I switch to Kyurem B, but he goes with Hidden Power Ice, so it's a good thing I switched to Kyurem instead of Salamence, because Salamence would have died there. So he gives back to Scizor to scout out my move. He sees I go Fusion Bolt, and probably assumes that I'm Scarf, so he gets Garchomp back in. And of course Hippowdon doesn't really care about Garchomp, so Hippowdon comes in, heals off the Outrage, or takes the Outrage, then heals off the second Outrage. And it just slowly kills Garchomp. Now at this point, Garchomp's the only thing left that Hippowdon actually cares about walling for my team, so I don't care if Hippowdon dies after it kills Garchomp or even before it kills Garchomp, because I can revenge kill Garchomp pretty easy. but I actually get my Powder to full HP and it manages to kill off Garchomp with an Earthquake. Anytime now. Nope. One more Psych Off. And then now I should Earthquake and kill it. Earthquake. Quake. Yep, there we go. So Rotom Wash comes back in and he goes for a Hydro Pump. I don't really care if I lose a Powder now. And I realize I still have my Mamoswine up. He doesn't have any rocks on the field, so I can just sack Mamoswine and get more damage on Rotom. But Mamoswine actually kills Rotom with Icicle Crash after Sandstorm damage, which is good. And he swaps in Tyranitar, which dies to Earthquake. And Heatran comes in last, which would die to Earthquake as well, but he's Scarfed, so he gets the Flamethrower off. I create an Ice Shard, which does nothing since it's 4 times resist. And my Salamence comes in to clean up with Earthquake. And that's my 3rd battle as a gym leader. A bit longer than my other ones. I hope you enjoyed that. And I'll see you guys next time.